Okay, for our next conversion video, I'm going to refer to your some of the conversion worksheets that you got for your summer work. We've already dealt with uh, converting with metric. Let's look at converting with Us Customary Units. And on your worksheet, you're given the conversion rates. You can look up conversion rates also on the internet. That's fine too. But typically, these are the ones that you're going to receive in a textbook or maybe on a test or even on the AP exam. Uh, so you need to kind of know how to go from uh, one to another if they don't necessarily give you exact conversions. For example, you don't have a yards to inches conversion rate up here. You could probably figure it out pretty easily, but it's not there. Same thing with cups to gallons. You'd have to do multiple steps. So let's try one of these and show you what I'm talking about. I believe we're going to do miles to yard. That's not one that we're typically familiar with. Miles to yard is not familiar to us as readily as, say, miles to feet. So again, same process as before. Write down what you're converting from. Write down the conversion rate. What you're converting from has to go diagonally. And again, we said we don't have a miles to yards, so we're not going to write yards up here, but I can go from miles to feet. It looks like I have a miles to foot conversion, and 5,280 feet is 1 mile. So if I look back, we have 5,280 feet in 1 mile. And then I can go from feet. Feet has to cancel out. I want to convert to yards. And hopefully I know that 3 feet is 1 yard. So again, I go through the process of uh, multiplying the tops, multiplying the bottoms. I can see stuff that cancels out. I know feet will cancel out. I know miles will cancel out. So multiply my top, multiply the bottom. So 1 times 1 times 3 is 3. Yards is the only unit left over. And complete the operation. When I complete the operation, I get 5,632 yards. That is not incorrect scientific. It's not the correct scientific notation form, and that's not the correct significant digits. I started with 2 significant digits. I got to end with 2 significant digits. So really, what I have is 5,600 as far as significant digits go. And if I put that into correct scientific notation, that's 5.6 times 10 to the third yards. The next worksheet in your packet is probably conversions 4, and that's going from metric to US customary. And they give you a couple of them. And again, like I said before, you can look up conversions online, but typically there's only a few that they'll give you on a test. So uh, let's try going from the 430 million milligrams to tons. Now I'm just going to write this into correct scientific notation form. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4.3 times 10 to the 8th milligrams, and I want to convert that to tons. Now, I don't have a milligram to ton, So milligram would go on the bottom to cancel out. I don't have a milligram to ton, I don't think. It looks like we can go from tons to kilograms. So you know how to go from milligrams to kilograms. You can go from milligrams to grams, and we know milli is 10 to the negative third is milli, and I can go from grams to kilograms, because that's 10 to the third grams, kilograms. Again, you can refer back to your metric conversion chart. You can find this online. You can write this down. Either way. So that's that's a 1, and we're going to go from kilograms to tons. And there's 907 kilograms for 1 ton. So this is 9. 1 ton is 907 kilograms. I'm going to have to continue this on the bottom, but we're going to multiply our tops and then multiply our bottoms. Also backing up, I'll cancel out the units that cancel out. 4.3 times 10 to the 8th times 10 to the negative third is going to give me 10 to the 5th on the top. I've got 907 times 10 to the third on the bottom, and I can do 4.3 divided by 9.07. That's 0.0047409 times 10 to the 5th over 10 to the third gives us 10 squared. And if I multiply through, we get 0.47 tons. Why is it 0.47 tons? Started with 2 significant digits, so I got to finish with 2 significant digits. 10 to the 2 would be multiplying this by 10 2 times, 0.47 tons. So roughly a half a ton. That many milligrams is roughly a half a ton. The last one is conversions number 5. It says convert the following quantities into correct units. This means fundamental units. Our fundamental units are meters, kilograms, and seconds. Meters, kilogram, second. Meters, let's go back. Meters is for length, kilograms for mass, seconds is for time. Now, when you get to square units and volumetric units, it's just a matter of multiplying meters twice. So 2 linear units multiplied together give you a square unit. So it's still meters. So area would be meters squared, volume would be meters cubed. Okay, so those are the fundamental units for the metric system. And that's what we'll be working with mostly in physics. So that's why it's important to know how to convert from certain values into correct fundamental units. So let's take this example. Inches cubed, we want to convert that to meters cubed. Why meters cubed? Because meters cubed is the correct fundamental unit. So we want to go to meters cubed. So I'll rewrite this 4.25 times 10 to the 5th inches cubed. What you're converting from is inches, and I don't have an inches to meter conversion. But if I look back, I've got inches to centimeters, so I can go from inches to centimeters, and I know I can do centimeters to meters. So inches to centimeters There's 2.54 centimeters in an inch, but this needs to be cubed. And then I want to go from centimeters to meters. And I know centimeters to meters, centi is 10 to the negative 2. Again, look back to your chart. If you don't know, centi is 10 to the negative 2. And again, this needs to be cubed. So multiply your tops, multiply your bottoms, and just let me back up. Inches cubed is going to cancel out. Centimeters cubed is going to cancel out, and I'll be left with meters cubed. I have 4.25 times 10 to the fifth times whatever 2.54 cubed is, 16.387 times 10 to the negative 2 to the third power is 10 to the negative sixth. And on the bottom, looks like we have just 1. So 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. And the units I have meters cubed. So just got to multiply this through. I can multiply 4.25 times 16.387. And I get 69.6 with correct significant digits. And 10 to the fifth times 10 to the negative sixth is times 10 to the negative 1. And this is meters cubed. And I don't need to leave that in that form, so 10 to the negative 1 moves the decimal place over, so I have 6.96 meters cubed. So 425,000 cubic inches is 6.96 cubic